Yes, indeed, folks, you're tuning to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. Myself, Total Biscuit. I'm coming out with a bit of cold or something like that. Nah, it'd be terrible. It's okay, though. I have what appears to be off-brand Vicks Vapor Rub. My plan, I shall stick my nose in it. Oh, God, my eyes! My eyes! It burns! It burns! Ah! It's okay, don't need those for the show anyway. Oh, God. Seriously. Recommendation of the week. Vapor Rub by Boots if you wish to clean out drains, kill small mammals, but not for easy breathing. Deny yourself one of your 5 senses thanks to Boots off-brand Vapor Rub. Anyway, let's get on with the show. Now, BlizzCon, the event which I most likely will not be at because I'm still on the US no-fly list. I don't know, there's something kind of cool about being on the US no-fly list until you realise there's 48 other thousand people on that list. That kind of sucks. I'd much rather be on the UK no-fly list, which has 17 people. That's an exclusive club. I know what Michael Savage is whining about. It's like, you win. You know, it's like getting a golden ticket to the wonderful Willy Wonka's chocolate factory of deportation. It's unique, it's exclusive, it's A-list, man. You're on there with people that want to blow stuff up. Be proud. Anyway. BlizzCon. I won't be there, most likely. I'm actually going to go to Bloodstock, which we will all be going down as a WoW Radio group, those who cannot go to BlizzCon. We're going to rock out in Derby for 3 days with an awesome bunch of bands. I'll be announcing that a little bit later in the year. Well, coming towards the time, we have a WoW Radio flag and a WoW Radio village and a WoW Radio barbecue, which I will build from bricks. Oh yeah. 3 days of meat, mead, and metal. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. I'm booking the days off work on Monday. Now, BlizzCon. Some of you will be going, I would imagine. Indeed, they have announced what the queuing system is going to be. They've also announced that they've jacked the price. Personally, I have no issues with that. $125 is not a big deal for a 2-day convention, especially not when you've rented out the entire convention center. Funnily enough, the pet and stuff that you always get in there always sells for more than the price of the ticket anyway. So most of the time, if you don't want the pet, or whatever it is, stupid stuff you get in the bag, you can get that in there for free after you sell it on eBay. Or do what smart guys did. There was a guy on Something Awful who must have sold his bag for like $500 because he just saved it until everyone else had sold theirs. It's like, oh look, suddenly, rarity. Smart move. Now, the question is, what exactly is going to be happening there? Now, I would imagine that with the size of the convention centre, there's going to be an awful lot more focus on StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3, and that is, of course, entirely understandable. There's also the possibility that we'll be hearing something about their as-yet unannounced next-generation MMO, and that, in my opinion, is going to have nothing to do with Warcraft at all. So, it's not really relevant to our discussion. Now, what I want to concentrate on, of course, is what we can expect from BlizzCon as regards to World of Warcraft. Now, to have a guess, and bear in mind there's been nothing announced yet in that regard, the best way to do it is look at the past BlizzCons and see what's been announced there. Now, BlizzCon 2008 was basically a no-show for WoW. They didn't really announce anything. Not for WoW. Nothing. Yeah? Because, of course, Wrath of the Lich King was already well on the way. That, indeed, I believe, if I remember correctly, got announced at BlizzCon 2007. So, that wasn't exactly a big deal. What else did they have? Well, they had StarCraft 2. Nah. Diablo 3. Meh. Okay, whatever. There wasn't an awful lot of stuff that was really announced there. Indeed, there wasn't an awful lot of stuff that was playable either. Now, I remember going to BlizzCon in 2005, and it was awesome for various reasons. We broadcast from there. And we, of course, got the announcement of the Burning Crusade, which was the first expansion pack. Now, that is a big deal. Especially bearing in mind they had a whole bunch of footage and stuff to show us. We also got to play AQ20, which was nowhere near released at the time. Yeah? So that was pretty unique. We also got to try out a bunch of items that people hadn't even got yet because they hadn't killed Nefarian. So it was pretty cool. I was running around as a priest in AQ20 with Lochamir. Oh, is it Lochamir or whatever? I don't know what it's called. That stupid mace with 81 spell power on it. Or 81 healing at the time, of course. I had all of this great gear. Full tier 2 and all that stuff. I was feeling awesome. Now, BlizzCon 2007, of course, had Wrath of the Lich King. There was no BlizzCon 2006. Wrath of the Lich King, obviously a big announcement. But nothing there. Now, as far as we're aware, of course, there isn't another expansion in the works yet. At least not in the state that they would want to announce it in. Yeah, obviously there's going to be another expansion. We know that. Is it going to be announced, let's see, how many months? We're looking at maybe 9 months after the release of the current expansion. Okay, well, let's look at what actually happened with the Burning Crusade. When did the Burning Crusade come out? That was, as I recall, January to February 2007? Yep, that would be correct. When was BlizzCon? In 2007. That was October 2007. Which was approximately 9 months after the release of the Burning Crusade. Interesting. Now, since BlizzCon is scheduled approximately 9 months after the release of Wrath, give or take, there is a very strong possibility that we may see something as regards to an expansion pack. It is very possible. Makes sense, right? Obviously, the development time seems to be there. I mean, they announced and showed us bits of Wrath of the Lich King 9 or so months after the release of TBC. So, whatever expansion they've got in the works is obviously well underway. They're not just going to start it right now. Oh no. They're probably working on it since before the release of Wrath, I would imagine. So yeah, chances of seeing something new on expansion front, pretty high. Now, we mentioned, of course, earlier that we saw AQ20 at BlizzCon. So, let's look at the timeline right now. We've been in patch 3.1 for, what, about a month, give or take? Yeah, that sounds about right, about a month. And the BlizzCon is going to be in August this time around, and it is currently May. So, May, June, July, August, so about 3 months down the line. Now, patch 3.2 does not, I do repeat, not, as far as we are aware, feature a raid instance. It features a new battleground, and it features expansion of the Argent Tournament, and it may feature a new 5-man encounter. But no raid content. Therefore, I would suggest that 3.2, and this is my prediction. Now, bear in mind that I was pretty damn right with Ulduar. My prediction was solid within like about a window of a week. So, we'll see if we can keep that going. My prediction is that 3.2 will be out in, from now, about 2.5 months. Which is before BlizzCon. Meaning that if we're going to see anything, we're going to see content from 3.3. Which might mean possible raid content. We may get to see a preview of whatever the new raid instance may be. Now, I would imagine that it's not going to be Ice Crown, not yet. I would think that what they're probably going to do is they're going to keep Ice Crown until last. It makes sense. Having said that, there is precedent to believe that that may not happen. We saw in the TBC, the lead antagonist, Illidan Stormrage, his instance came out about 6 months into TBC, and then another instance came out after that, Sunwell. And I didn't really... I mean, there was obviously some links with the lore. I don't know much about the lore, I never really have. But it seemed to me that Sunwell was kind of tacked on at the end. It didn't seem like a logical ending to the expansion. Not when Illidan was supposed to be the big thing. And for God's sake, it wasn't even in Outlands. So, it seems a bit weird. So it may be that we get Ice Crown next, and then we get something random. But I would hope not, because I think Blizzard has learned a lot from TBC, and it's shown in the questing of Wrath of the Lich King that they want to tie together a more cohesive story with a more active antagonist, as opposed to some guy who's just sitting in a temple going, ha ha ha, I am Illidan. So possibly Ice Crown, possibly something else. If it is something else, what could it be? Well, it could be a number of things. It could just be something brand new. In Northrend, it's possible. Or it could be something that we haven't seen before. That's been an inactive area. Like, say, Grim Batol. That's a possibility. It could be Uldum. That's also a possibility. We've got a big Titans theme going on, so Uldum is a possibility. Lots of the Ulds going on. However, I don't think that they're going to release another Ul instance. Uldaman, Ulduar, Uldum. No, that's just going to confuse people. I'm sorry, you're overestimating the intelligence of the WoW player base. They couldn't handle that. Think about it. Think of the confusion. Oh, it would be horrendous. People can't even spell old WoW as it is. So Icecrown? Maybe. Grimbertoll? Maybe. Something else entirely. Could be. But I would put money on there being some kind of preview of new raid content. That's my 2 specific predictions. Now what else? What else is going to be happening over at BlizzCon? Well, obviously we're going to be over there. We'll be broadcasting. With better equipment this time, I might add. All of our good equipment, of course, got deported last time. It was freaking wonderful. However, I have posted the vast majority of my equipment over there, and I'll be posting the rest closer to the time. And yes, it will be there. So we'll be having quality broadcasts. You'll be able to hear every panel. Absolutely every one of them. We will have the most coverage. And yes, you can buy DirecTV's coverage, or you can listen to everything with us. For free. All panels. Live shows throughout the day, interviews, everything you could possibly want. All free on WCURadio.com. Now, what else are we going to see? It'll be interesting to watch the panels, because the panels are always good to get an impression of what's been going on. Now, what I would like to see, and I think that they're probably going to have to do this, because there's been a lot of sort of humdrum about this, is kind of give a direction for the game. Something they're going to have to state unequivocally. This is the way the game is going right now. And this is the reason it's going this way. Because they do Q&A. And it would not surprise me in any respect if somebody got up and said, well, you've just turned your game into a casual game. What the hell are you doing? What I think they'll also do is describe perhaps the future of hard modes, because it seems to me hard modes are here to stay, and Blizzard tends to evolve on their concepts. As to what they're going to do with it, I don't know. Personally, I would like to see a 3rd level of difficulty. As in a settable 3rd level of difficulty. So you got normal, you got heroic, and then, well, someone suggested in my form we call it Titan difficulty. Well, whatever. Something like that. Epic difficulty. It all works. I think they might go that way. But I certainly think they'll expand on the concept, and they'll tell us an awful lot about it at BlizzCon, which will be interesting to watch. On the PvP front, well, the Battleground will already be out. So I don't think there's going to be too big a deal there. But it was interesting that actually in 2005 there were Battleground tournaments. Now, Arena has become the big deal now, but you know what? If they release a good Battleground, I would love to see Battleground tournaments come back. That'll be pretty exciting. Because Battleground tournaments were actually very good, and indeed I do believe more strategic than Arenas would ever be. Less Twitch, more strategy. Nothing wrong with that at all. We even had this like fly-by view where we could watch it on big screens. In 2005, that was really awesome. That excites me more than Arena ever will. So it's possible we might see a resurgence of that. And to be honest, I'm just glad that they're still doing it. Because it seemed to me that BlizzCon could have been a little bit of a flash in the pan, but a lot of good information does come out of it. And I can understand that some people would say, well, what's the point in going to this convention? Maybe there's not enough to do. And generally speaking, yes, they would be correct. I don't think there is enough for 2 days in there of constant stuff to do. But there's a lot of cool social activity goes on. It's a good chance to meet fellow players and meet guildies and all that kind of thing. And I don't believe there's anything wrong with that. Not at all. It's also a rare time where you actually get to interact with Blizzard on a personal level. Because Blizzard, being a large company, they're very controlling of their message. Now, it's more difficult to be controlling of your message when you're in front of an audience, especially an audience that is asking questions. Getting that opportunity, I believe, is vitally important. Because the guys that are going there to BlizzCon, they're the dedicated fan base, yeah? Those are the guys you want to be listening to, because they generally have a better understanding of how the game works. They're not the blithering idiots that cry on the forums that they're going to quit. They're not the guys who just want their class buffed for the sake of having their class buffed. They're generally understanding guys that understand the quality of the game, and they understand why they like it, but they also understand how it could improve and benefit people more. And those are the guys you need to listen to, and that is a unique opportunity to do so. So yeah, BlizzCon, great. My speculation, right there. New expansion, I'd be willing to put a little bit of money on that. And also, see some new raid content. I think you'll get to preview that. One of those two, in my opinion, is going to happen. So we'll see how that goes in August. My name is Total Biscuit, and you listen to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. I'll be right back after this with the illusion of choice. Enjoy.